girl T here, back with the Tea Time Tuesday video. I know you all are having a beautiful, blessed day because we're tea timers. It's absolutely what we do. Our affirmation of the day is, my story serves me. Our stories serve us because we're tea timers, so we know the drill. I wanted to discuss with y'all how heavy meanings can be when you're manifesting certain things. So I'm just going to start with this example. The other day at work, we did a party for a table, and after the party was done, a host came up and started clearing away some of the party stuff. And the lady had some of those party hats, and he chucked them out. This lady exploded. "Stop cleaning up!" Da, 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 da. She yelled at the top of her lungs, and she claimed that by throwing away those party hats that she wanted to save, he was ruined her whole party. Explaining this to you, you can think how nonsensical that sounds, like those cheap dollar store party hats. By throwing them out, it doesn't cancel out the entire party she just had. But to her, the meaning of the party hat was probably tied into the stress of the party. It was probably tied into the fact that she got hit. Her car got hit on the way to the party by somebody, and they had a whole accident they had to deal with, which made her late for the party. So she was already stressed out, and so on and so on. And there was probably stress within the party of making everybody get along, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of times we will tie stories to something, and somebody will come along and trigger that already, what's the word I'm looking for? That already pent up energy that we have, that anxious energy that we have, and it will explode. If that hat that she bought, she just looked at it and was like, it's a dollar store hat, it's easy to throw away, because that's what I would think. I'd be like, I got it at the dollar store, I could give a crap less. Then there wouldn't have been an explosion, but that was the catalyst to all the other stress that she had built up. When we're manifesting, our stories are everything. When you're manifesting your SP, what story do you have attached to that SP? Is this SP the only person in the whole world that can be your other half? Are they like the knight in shining armor? And you've probably built up even more behind them. This woman is the dream woman. She has no faults. She's the perfect woman. If I don't be with her, then I can't have anybody, because she is the be-all, end-all. We have created a story about these humans who are definitely faulted, definitely imperfect, definitely are going to do things to piss us off when we're in relationships with them. But we have put them on such a pedestal that we are so attached and intertwined with the story of them, and we have them at such a high level that we are doing anything and everything to get their attention, and we are chasing after them so hard because they are so elevated to us that we have to have them. We do this with everything. You can see this when people go into Boxing Day sales and they line up for 4 hours for something that is probably very similar to the original price, but because it's a Boxing Day sale and they got it for 10% off, they have to have that thing. Or if you see a lot of makeup creators, they'll put out like 4 of a certain product and they'll tell you, oh, it's out of stock. You want that thing more now because it is rare. It is something that you can't have, so you need to have it. It's the story behind all of our desires that make us so anxiously attached to them. When we're thinking of money, if you became a multi-millionaire tomorrow, you think it will solve all your problems, because then you'll be free to do whatever you want. Life will be easy. But that's a story. You can be free and do whatever you want right now, but you don't assume that because you're like, well, I don't have the money to do that. Who says that freedom has to be monetary? Freedom can come from anything. It doesn't have to be monetarily equated, but that's the story that we have been fed since we were younger. In order to be free, you have to be rich. And in order to be rich, you have to work hard. And in order to work, and so on and so on and so on. The point of all of this is to say, what stories are you aligning to throughout your day that is making what you want seem even more elusive and out of touch to something that you could have? Are you monitoring your thoughts throughout the day? As an example, you go to work. Brenda's there. I hate Brenda. That one day she told me my lipstick was ugly, but I know she said that because she's hated me since day one. Every time I see Brenda, she becomes more of a bitch to me. That is a story. Are we checking that story because now we're coming from the chosen, loved, prioritized identity? I'm going to see Brenda today. She's going to bow at my knees. She's going to think that I'm everything because that's what I am. Brenda's always been nice to me. She always will be nice to me. Everything I do, Brenda gives me accolades for. This is a switch of a story. And then you drop it. You decide that Brenda's going to be this. Watch how quickly Brenda flips the script, because you no longer have a bitch narrative for Brenda. When you're going into traffic, you always get the worst traffic in the world. Traffic's always crappy for you. People are always braking in front of you. You almost hit people. Or today, because you're in a new identity of always having the best traffic, do you hit all the green lights? Is everybody around you a very excellent driver? Are they doing everything to avoid you so that you can go through like you're an ambulance or the fire department? What is your story? You look at your phone. Every time you look at your phone in the old identity, you're complaining about how your SP hasn't texted you. Why did Sarah Jane over there get a text from their SP, but I can't even manifest a text? I can manifest a car, I can manifest $1 billion, but I can't manifest a text from my SP. That is a story. You're in the new identity today. So today, every time you look at your phone, is your SP texting you? Is your SP calling you? Are you and your SP in the best relationship of your life? That's also a story. But which one are you identifying with? It's a lot of choosing. It's a lot of picking and choosing here. When you go to a restaurant and they ask you what you want for dinner, do you ask them how the dinner will be made, what ingredients will be put in, how long it's going to take, when they're going to bring it out to you? Or do you just pick it and agree that it's going to come to your table? Well, obviously you pick it and you believe that that is going to come to your table. It's the same thing in our reality. We are picking and choosing throughout the day what serves us, and we are assuming that that will show in our 3D eventually, because we are consistently picking and choosing the things that serve us. The same can be said for the perceived negative. If we are constantly aligning to stories that call for the worst case scenario, and we are constantly picking and choosing things that do not serve us, do not be surprised when your 3D mirrors said choices, said focus, said energy assignment, because that's where your attention, consciousness, energy has been focused. This is why I push so hard on those mini manifestation lists, where you pick 10 things that don't matter to you every single day, write it down, and after a couple of weeks, go back and revisit those lists to see how many of those things came to you when you didn't have resistance to something. 90% of your list is going to manifest because you didn't care. You wrote it down and expected it to be a thing. This is how flawless and effortless our reality is supposed to be. The problem is that we've created meanings behind the things that are quote unquote the bigger manifestations. What if you dropped those old meanings and created new ones? This goes back to identity. How easy is it for you to create an identity and stick to said identity no matter what you see? I am tea time. I am chosen. I always get what I want. Everything is easy for me. My life is perfect and flawless. And I look outside and somebody's fingering me. I'm tea time. I'm chosen. I'm perfect and flawless. Everything's easy for me. I go to work. Brenda actually is being a bee. I'm tea time. I'm always chosen. I'm perfect and flawless. Everything's easy for me. The next day, I go to work. Brenda's still being a bee to me. I'm tea time. I'm flawless. My life's easy. Everything's easy for me. My life is perfect. Brenda starts being nicer to me. The next day, I go to work. Brenda's being so nice to me. I'm tea time. I'm flawless. My life is easy and perfect, or whatever I said. Brenda's really nice to me. Oh, now Brenda's just nice to me. Brenda's now a nice person to me. This is how a new belief is formed. By consciously staying in the identity of a person who, whatever it is that you want to be, no matter what you see outside. The majority of you are doing this for a couple days, and then when things look awry in your 3D, you're jumping back into the old identity and deciding that they hate you, they can't stand you, they found somebody else, the bank account's never going to come up, you're too broke for that, this is too much for you. You are a victim of your reality. Your 3D's just showing you old news. So what you were doing didn't work. Tea time, what do I do now? Tea time, what do I do now? Excuse me. You stay in the new identity until everything around you shifts. And then when everything around you shifts to the desired outcome that you want, you upgrade your identity to something else. And then when that around you shifts and you see your reality shifting to a new reality, you up level your identity, and so on and so on. I'm telling you guys, focus on yourself. Figure out who it is that you want to be consistently throughout each day. And your 3D will shift around your refusal to be anybody else. You be the solid rock in the windy storm. No matter what the windy storm is floating by your head, you be the solid rock. And eventually, the wind will stop and your environment will look different in a good way. If y'all have questions, you know what to do. I love y'all, but not as much as y'all should be loving yourselves. Have a beautiful, blessed Tuesday. Bye!